Hey guys, Jonah here, back with another beer review. And like I said the other day, yeah, I didn't do a review yesterday because I was back in the hospital as usual. Fuck cancer. And I was having stuff injected to me, poisons basically injected into me to kill off the cancer cells, and I was feeling absolutely rubbish. So apologies, but hey, that is the way. Been a bit lackluster. I'm going to try my best and drink more, because it makes me happy more than anything else, and it makes me happy making videos for you. So if you're new to the channel, please click like and subscribe down below. Drop me a message. Tell me what you think of the video. Um, so we are back at the Jakobsland uh, Brewers or Brewery, which is in Spain. And this beer is, for some unknown reason, part of the Celtic nations. There's some connection between this part of Spain and Vikings and Norway and all that kind of stuff. But again, I'm not sure why that's Celtic necessarily. Although I have done some research, albeit through the wonders of Wikipedia, and yeah, the Celtic people were from all over, basically, and worked their way kind of westward, shall we say. Um, yeah, very interesting when you look at the history. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure why Spain is involved. But anyway, never mind. We have got a very kind of post-modernist, kind of new style. Guess that's a sun rising or setting, or a marble of some sort. I'm not 100% sure, but hey, it's modern art. This is a 5.4% porter, which is pretty good. And if we read the bit on the back, which I didn't do before, it says hand-selected malts to portray dried fruit, caramel, and chocolate characteristics of a true porter. Of course, it's a true porter. We got yeast. We got water, barley, barley malt, should say, hops and yeast. It is vegan. Not good for pregnant ladies though. So if you're drinking this beer, do not go near pregnant women. They won't thank you. This is called Thank Reality, I think it is. If it will focus, come on, dude. Dun 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 dun. We need a refocus. Come on. Ugh, absolutely crazy. There we go. We'll move it back a bit. Thank Reality Porter, which is cool. So let me get this into a glass. It has been in the fridge. I know. Porters and stouts and things like that you should not put in the fridge, dear viewer. But I do. So, hey, why don't you kill me? Right, I'm just having a quick look on here. So we've got biscuit malt carafa special, chocolate malt, bit of pale malt, bit of Munich malt, and the hops of choice, really interesting, is Centennial. So obviously porters and stouts usually about the malt, but then they put something like Centennial, which is really interesting because I like Centennial, one of my absolute favourite hops, to be honest. But it gives a unique character. And unlike things like Citra, Centennial is no longer one of the most grown hops. Wow. Even though that's been in the fridge, look at that beauty. I've got to get a picture of that. So, can I get that? Can I get that? And I'm going to stare at it like, wow. And that is a head. That's almost as big as the can itself. Finger-wise, where are we? 3 fingers. Yeah, not quite 4. And look at that, lovely, fluffy. It looks like an ice cream kind of thing. Chocolate ice cream, obviously. And if the camera will focus, I don't know why I'm having so much problem with these damn cameras, but I do actually have a new camera, but I don't know how well it does video. What I wanted it to do is show you those big bubbles, but it's not going to do that from the look of it. I'm going to focus on the top, maybe. No. Anyway, big carbonation bubbles, which is fantastic. And look at the colour, and look especially down the bottom, which I usually do. It looks pretty black, but it's, if you look right down the bottom, it's got a reddish hue, which they don't all have. I'm getting chocolate, I'm getting coffee. Carafa, or Carafa Special, I should say, is that kind of deep, bitter, dark chocolate kind of thing. Malt, I should. Did I say hop? Malt, I meant. And it's got some chocolate malt in, from what I understand. A bit of wheat malt, I think. Let's have a look. Oh no, sorry, Munich malt, which is pretty good. And for a beer made in Spain, kind of a bit bizarre, if you ask me. Right, let us dive in. Cheers and beers. Make sure you tell the ones that you do love them, because you never know how long people will hang around. So why don't you do it today? Cheers and beers. Oh, wow. Wow. This is much more on the coffee roasted kind of side than the chocolate side, although there is that bitterness there. And then the hops are there too, but very much in the background. So this is like a kind of tiramisu kind of thing, or maybe with some added coffee, or like a coffee cake, coffee pie, that kind of thing. Real coffeeness. If you like coffee, you'll definitely like this beer, but it's incredibly dark. And it is like a dessert. It's like a pudding, not overly sweet per se, because the bitterness of the malts, kind of the astringency, perhaps get rid of some of the sweetness, and it does come out on the bitter side. But malt bitterness, not hop bitterness. So trying to pull apart the hops is difficult, because they are there, very much in the background. Um, what did it say on the can? It was something about dried. Let's have a look. Something about dried fruit. Yeah, portray dried fruit, caramel, and chocolate. No, I'm not really getting any of those things. I'm getting coffee, definitely, and it's that gritty kind of coffee ground. Bitter chocolate, not sweet chocolate. So the caramel thing is a bit misleading, because I'm not really getting the caramel. Um, and I'm quite susceptible to caramel. Being I have diabetes, so I try not to have too much sweet things. So when I do have something sweet, I can really pick it out. Um, there is a little bit of residual sweetness, as I say, but I think that's purely to balance the bitterness out, like I said earlier. Um, Fruits, no, I don't think there are. It's not like a fruit cake, like a Christmas cake or a plum duff or something, like one of those real hearty puddings. It isn't that at all. I think the only fruit characteristics, perhaps, are from the Centennial hops. Um, and I always get a kind of blueberry typey, chewing gummy type taste. Wow, I knew with a head like that, I knew there would be a burp at some point. And so did you, dear viewer. Come on, you knew. Especially if you've watched some of my videos. It's only a matter of time before the carbonation breaks free. What am I talking about? Yes, the fruit. I mean, possibly some dark. Let me go in for some more. I'm going to try and pinpoint the fruit this time. No, dear viewer, no, the coffee and roast stuff is dominating so much that everything else is really, really in the background. Like I say, Centennial for me has that kind of chewing gummy, bubble gummy kind of thing going on. So it's a kind of blueberry, blue fruity kind of thing, but kind of a sugary one. And I'm not really getting that from here. Um, there is perhaps the slight hint of something kind of tropically right in the background, but I don't think that's coming from the Centennial. Um, the other thing you usually get is like a peachiness, um, because Centennial hops used to be called Super Cascade, and some people used to say that it was because one of the parents of Centennial was a Cascade plant. Um, I'm not really getting that either. What I am getting is some lovely darkness. If you like the dark side, um, you will like this beer. And I have had, I think it was a while ago, some Spanish dark beers. I think they were they Basqueland or somewhere like that? Can't remember exactly. Why don't you look, dear viewer, my back catalogue, see if you can find some Spanish beers. But the dark ones were nice because they weren't sweet, and that's exactly what this is. Oh, look at that, sticking to the side of the glass there. Fantastic, really nice beer. Not an amazing standout, but as a porter, as a kind of traditional kind of dark beer, this beer is pretty good. So if you ever see this one, Jakobsland Brewers, and it's called Thank Reality, I should say. Thank Reality Porter from Jakobsland, which is nice, very nice beer. Anyway, it has been my absolute pleasure, dear viewer, to be chatting with you, to be going through my sensory kind of training, my sensory overloading of beer, which of course, you know me, I love to do that kind of stuff, especially when I'm feeling a little bit down because of the dreaded cancer, which obviously I'm going through at the moment. And yeah, beer, although I shouldn't really be drinking it, cheer me up. It takes the edge off. Um, and on that note, that pleasant note, I mean, it is pleasant. I will bid you a fond farewell, um, and we will see you real soon for another beer review. Take care, guys.